Hi there, I'm Ken Lammers. Welcome to Minor League Matters, and let's talk soccer. Okay, just because, I don't know, but just because I'm going to mention that tournament over in Russia, which we're down to the final match, and we're going to determine what the best athletic country in the world is, France or Croatia. I kid you not. It's like looking at that old clip from the Simpsons, right? Where they get conned into going to a soccer game because the television announcement tells them it's going to determine who the best athletes in the world are, Peru or Liechtenstein. However it was. I'm sure it's a big time for France and a big time for Croatia. If England had managed to win through over Croatia, it would have been a really interesting thing to see England and France play each other, and possibly the start of World War III, but that didn't happen. So the end of the tournament is just not that interesting. Okay, now moving on to American things. The Lamar Hunt U.S. Open is kicking back into gear next week. There will be 4 games. The last 8 teams are still up, and single elimination, of course. It's all on Wednesday, the 18th of July. The Philly Union against Orlando, Chicago Fire against Louisville City, the last remaining USL team, and that's being played in Chicago. I mean, Louisville may have a shot there because Chicago is not the best team in the MLS. Houston Dynamo against Sporting Kansas City, and then LAFC against the Portland Timbers. So, 7 MLS teams, 1 USL team, and we'll see what's happening after the smoke's cleared. Moving beyond the possible futures, let's move on to what's going on right now. In the really important, really top level league we have in the United States, the National Women's Soccer League, the NWSL, the North Carolina Courage are just blowing everybody out of the water. They are 13-4, won 13 out of their 17 matches, and they have 42 points, which makes them, pound for pound, the best soccer team in the United States, at least, or in the United States and Canada. They've just got more points than any other team, including all the MLS teams and all the USL teams, and so they are the best in the country. Behind them, Seattle Reign, and Seattle Reign are 7-8, so they do not have a winning season, do not have a winning record, 26 points. And so the only team with a winning record in the NWSL is North Carolina Courage, and they have soaked it all up, folks. They are just that good. The remaining of the 4 who get to the playoffs right now would be Orlando Pride in 3rd place with 25 points, and Chicago Red Stars in 3rd place also, 25 points. The defending champions, the Portland Thorns, are just a couple points out in 5th place, and so this might really turn into something interesting before the season's over. Moving on to the USL, the USL has 2 teams with winning records in the East. That would be FC Cincinnati, which is 10-8 and has 35 points, and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, which are 9-8 and have 34 points. Obviously, Pittsburgh's doing pretty well and has 1 more game to make up, and they may be able to pass Cincy. Who knows? Louisville is back in 3rd, but they've still got some work to go. In the West, the Real Monarchs are just head and shoulders above everybody else at 12-6. They've got 38 points, and Phoenix Rising at 10-8 has 35. Those are the only teams with winning records in the West. There is news that Hartford has announced that it's going to join the USL next year in 2019 with their own team, and more power to them. Welcome aboard. And so finally we get to the MLS, which of course, as always, when you click on the MLS front page, they are advertising the fact that they can't keep players in the United States and Canada. They're advertising the fact that their league is weak and that they're a selling league. Oh, this one's going to Red Bull in Europe. This one's or Germany. This one's going to there. This one's going to that. Frustrating. stupid for the game in the United States. They need to lock these people in and keep them here. That's, me being American centric rather than being soccer snob centric. Remember, Americanist soccer snobicus thinks that all our good players should go over to Europe, so we have sucky leagues here, but we can do good every 4 years in that tournament, which, we always get out in the second round anyway. Okay, having vented a little bit, let's talk about what's going on in the MLS. The MLS East has 3 teams with winning records. Atlanta United at 12-8 has 40 points. NYCFC at 11-8 has 37, and New York Red Bulls at 10-7 have 32 points. So there are the teams with winning records remaining in the East. In the West, only 2 teams have winning records. On top of the heap is FC Dallas, which is just blown up out of nowhere this year and is at 10-8, 35 points. And LAFC, which is, brand new and is coming out of the gate. It's come out of the gates really well. Has 10-8 and it has 34 points. So that's what's going on in soccer in the United States. Keep up. Next week after the Lamar Hunt, I'll try to do a podcast or a cast to show what happened there, and especially if Louisville made it to the next level. I advise you to watch as many NWSL games as you can, because that's really the top league in the States. USL is fun to watch. I really don't watch MLS, so I can't tell you much there. Anyway, if you like what you saw here today, hit like. If you like what you see around here generally, hit subscribe. You want to contact me, it's at LammersK on Twitter. Send me a direct message. And if you, want to comment, send them down below. Cannot guarantee that I will reply to every comment. I will try to read every comment, but that day job, that pesky day job that I've got to do so that I can support this hobby, kind of takes a lot of my time up. So can't make any guarantees. Finally, same thing I always say. If you got a little bit of spare time and you got a little bit of spare money, go watch some minor league sports. Y'all have a good week now.